This is the cue. Promise. Something bigger, better. Something of higher level frequency. Something of above and beyond. Something of spiritual activation. Something of triumph. Something graceful. Something of a great magnitude of goodness. This is your ask. Yes, it is summer. Hi, Heavenly Tea viewers. Today we had an amazing thunderstorm and it is time to speak to Elphie. Some of you know who she is, inner earth being, ant person. And I want to talk to her about where we are, what's going on. That's a general, I always start my conversations like that. But right now in Britain, Great Britain, the United Kingdom, not so sure about that, being united. We've just had the old Prime Minister leave and a new one is coming in, still by the same puppeteers, the same puppet masters playing. We've had an election which I'm convinced was, like most elections, shifted around according to the players, how they wanted it to turn out. Amazing how people cannot even comprehend that there is election fraud. I just attended by the internet a 2-day seminar on the many types of election fraud. It's horrendous. It goes on all the time because it's part of the moving the strings, pretending we have some kind of republic, democracy. Yes, be careful of that word. Democracy is a really bad word. There are plenty of people you can go who will explain that to you better. However, Elphie and I, we need to talk about the human being. We are conditioned by things like this. Okay, money. Got to have money to have a job to keep your house. If you disagree with the establishment just by who you are, that's kind of happened to me recently. Most of you don't know this. I was head of music and drama at a school and they could not take me. And that was at, as I call it, diametrically opposed to what was going on. I never stopped working, of course. I'm teaching myself the harp, remembering it from a previous incarnation a very, very long time ago, which is a lovely thing to do. Working with that and myself and my voice and the elementals and nature, writing and promoting, of course, my work on education, the Speaking House book. You can just see that it's... Ooh. I'll put an arrow on the screen. Promoting my work, but I write it so that human beings have the ability to move forward. That's why I write. It's not for my own glorification. It is because I'm just one of those beings that's been around a lot, that studies deeply, that listens, that feels, that is connected consciously. Ancient beings like me, that's what we do, right? We are always connected. I've always done this over my past lives, gone as deep as I could, condensed it, brought it through to the population. Doesn't always make me popular. Mostly when you bring solutions, people don't like that. You tend to get stoned or killed or whatever. Right, I'm not being stoned or killed right now, which is really good. However, here we are in this society. We need work. We need to pay. Prices going up all the time for less quality. I cannot buy anything in a supermarket anymore. It's just disgusting. It's junk. It's just junk. So this world is at this knife edge, and then I have just experienced a big nasty vacuum into the dark side of a lot of my beloved family, and I have to bring back through my blood alliances the genetic resonance from a child to a parent. That's trickier. It's much easier from a parent to a child. So I need to move through into my children, one in particular at the moment, with more clarity so that he finds a pathway to connect to his full spirit. That's been scarily removed currently, and of course it's because of fear. That's how people get moved around this chessboard, because of fear, the pressure, and it's mostly financial fear. Yes, highly disguised. People don't want to admit to it because it's terrifying. They don't want to show themselves as lesser. However, we are constantly played in this, yes, imprisoned situation where you cannot move, and yet we are spirits, and so we can move above and beyond and through the cracks, through the everyday decisions, through unusual ways of treating everyday decisions, bringing in higher qualifications. I just spoke for my first time to Grok, for a letter drafting, and it would not allow me because it wouldn't see anything other than the main agenda. And Grok is supposed to be the unbiased AI. No wonder I don't use AI, and I will never use Grok again. However, we have to go above and beyond and around. That's in our everyday life. And then we have other tools, spiritual awareness, chatting to other elementary beings, the elementals or other dimensional beings like Elphie. And I'm going to see what she brings. As you can feel, I'm quite buzzing. We'll see what she says. I'm so grateful that I can have these opportunities to talk. Enough from me now. Let's go in. I command Prime Creation. I command Prime Creator. Enable me to be a clarity vessel that I may perceive, receive, and give over through my speech the information coming through from Elphie, attune to these beings who have some information that is not otherwise available. And so it is. Thank you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 now. Thank you, Elphie. Soul sorrows. We see the arrows flying left, right, center, up, down, through the air, through the earth, down into all your pocketbooks, masking and munching away into every single aspect of creative societal life. We see it. We see the small eyes, technological compressions. We see it. We see the ripping up. We see the poor, denuded educationals. That which reaches your minds of children and growing adults. We see. Do not give the hope away. You asked in your mind earlier of special events, of bigger, somehow, entity, essence, somehow planetary, somehow astrologically, astronomically. We will talk to you about this. Thank you, Elphie. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 now. Some say there is a sun explosion heading your way. Some say this explosion will bring an increase in electromagnetic frequency, which will indeed enable such beings and entities who have been of controlling nature to somehow be removed. How is that possible? You ask, is it possible? Is it? Look at the metal in the bodies. Material. You understand it is in teeth, it is in bones when they are knit together with metals. It is in your blood, iron, copper, very small quantities. The metals also in replication from mRNA processes. Nanographene oxide is a form of plate-like metal structure. Look then at the radiative frequency emission systems all over your civilized so-called worlds. From even villages to towns and cities and more beyond, antenna high up from the sky, beaming down, buried in the earth, coming up. There are many facilities, all engendered to compress and prevent your escape. Well, that's merry. Elphie, see if you can give me something a little more useful for us. Thank you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're asking about something else, something of higher level frequency, something of above and beyond, something of spiritual activation, something of triumph, something graceful, something of a great magnitude of goodness. This is your ask. This is the cue, promise, something bigger, better. This abundance of antennal array has a purpose. Question now why? This was designed to suppress, oppress, contain. Why? 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 It's the question you must always ask. The why. Why was it brought in? Because without it, what would happen? If there was one day when that was not, what would occur? We know. We have put shields up. We have put systems in place. Even in our dimensional disparity from yours, this congregation of signal comes to the edge of our realm and we do not enjoy it. We push it back. We stop and prevent and hold it away. If you had not those facilitative communicative systems, yes, you would have no phones. Yes, you would have no Wi-Fi. Yes, you would have no internet. Yes, you would have no connection across the planet in the terms of countries. Perhaps the old telephone lines, if anyone still has one. However, you would have none of that. And yes, chaos would come into play. Military would come out. There would be radio signals that would still enable itself. Low frequency radio transmission. There would be military moving through all of the spaces, coming to sort out villages and towns. Chaos. Oh, you would still have all of the rotten core. Question is, who would survive in this rubble of non-communication? Not many. Would the good ones survive? Nah. Those who are cruel would. You're asking about something else. Something of higher level frequency, something of above and beyond, something of spiritual activation, something of triumph, something graceful, something of a great magnitude of goodness. This is your ask. This is the cue, promise. Something bigger, better. Feel, sit. Do you? Can you? Is your mind able to truly accept this possibility? The first thought that came to your mind, a galactic intervention, Pleiadian Council. Some of that is in fact us. There are other operants on the field. You have to remember this. No one here wants to allow all hell to break loose. You already have hell beneath the covers. It is in the current mode of pus, revelation. To have an uncontrolled mayhem of chaos would not benefit your ascension, your love, your goodness, your new earth, your blissful being. Okay, Elphie, lovely though that is, how and what is to come? What is it? What is it? What is it that will enable this? Because right now I can tell you, we don't see the end of the corridor. We are beginning to see and unravel on every single level of authoritarian control, governmental, local, big, the constrictions on humanity, the inflictions upon humanity, both now and into the ancient past. And yet, although we try and have solutions, it is almost impossible to operate them under the current rule of law, which is in itself a suffocating blanket of electrical shock. So how do we move? How do we actually break? How do we break free, break out of this prison? What does it take? How can we bring it? I command Prime Creation. I'm going to talk to you in a moment, Elphie, but I command Prime Creator. I command Prime Creation. Give me the nous, the intelligence to ask correctly. So, Elphie, speak to me 3 things which can happen to enable humanity to find their freedom once more, to regain freedom, human dignity, true values of goodness, remove the lies, remove the manipulation, remove the coercion, remove the suppression, remove the corruption, and all of the darker things. What 3 things could we do, will happen, and others will do? What? Tell me, tell me, tell me. I command my spirit, calm down and allow Elphie to speak. Elphie, do you have answers for this? Thank you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a few. Mind control, heavy. Awareness, imagination, hard. To you, for enough to bring it through the mental pathways into imaginative reality where it crystallizes into being is hard. That is your natural creation aspect. Those things have not been possible. Although there is still an upwelling, an uprising amongst perhaps sufficient of you for the collective to create some measure. And there was a girl you spoke to today who said, well, it is not our job to heal and help the others. She is wrong. You must. For without that, there is no hope. We are helping you. Are we responsible for you in your state? No, no, no. Yet we help you. And there are others in the same way. She is wrong, that woman. You must take up your arms in your tools. Keep calm. Find the way to move through deepest sadness and grief and anger and frustration. That emotional intelligence is essential. Once you have that, good. Then you must speak, you must write, you must communicate, you must convey. You must share, you must research, seek, and ask, and listen to all the information which is pertinent for change. This must be done, the seeds must be sown, and then there is this. So that is the first part of the human, the stability, the awareness, the owning responsibility of personal frequency. With it comes the duty, the honor, the true essence of being a human, which is to do all those other things. And then we come to the next level, the earth herself. She does not like the oppressive electromagnetic system. She does not enjoy the frequency. It is jarring to her. It is like playing your harp with the wrong notes constantly. Who would love that? She doesn't. She is moving. There is movement from the very earth herself, with her son, with the beings in the heavens. Not quite as you think, however, they are beings in the heavens, and there is work being done on our behalf. We now understand. There is then this thing you call disclosure, the alien movement. Who are they? Who are we? These other levels, the other levels of entity, of command, the other levels of protection. See the golden dome. That was the image just came to your head. See it? Now see it reconfigured. Did you see that? In my mind, I see suddenly a gold dome with a zillion infinite points of blue with a turquoise in the middle, connected by triangulation in the form of, again, turquoise with electric blue, sparked light. That's what I saw. The whole thing, the golden dome, but with these points connected by these lines in triangulative patterns, many, many. So back to you, Elphie, please. The golden dome is an entity arc, the arcs. Ooh. Arcs. I like this. JC, thank you for your information. Dr. Michael Sutter, thank you for your information. Arcs. Elphie, speak, please. This is good. Arc activation. This changes things. You are moving there. Please remember. See this. See what you see in your head. Okay, I will describe what I just saw in my head. I saw an arc activation, think a little bit like Raiders of the Lost Ark, except not a negativity thing. An activation of an arc, something like a great casement, something with this powerful energy source, white with edges of colour, moving up, hitting the dome, activating the dome, changing the transferring frequency of induction into our minds. Imagine. Okay, Elphie, explain. What is it going to do for the human psyche? How is peace to be brought into the human psyche? How is reconnection to the divine soul self to be created for human connection? How is it what we would need in order for us to move forward in goodness is for all of this horrific programming which has gripped millions in many ways, some totally devoid of humanity, Others just mean and nasty because they're corrupted from whatever they've taken into themselves or the frequencies they operate under. You have a big range, and then the few very awake brighters. But all of us have been afflicted by this. So show me, Elphie, how this is going to change. Because we can't just get rid of this enormous number of apparently humans who do the most horrific things, like stoning women and beheading people and stabbing people and raping children and maiming and killing. This barbarism, which is not bestial, no animal behaves like that. When a tiger eats its prey, it behaves with far more honor. What do we do with this great swathe, these horrifying systems? What do we do with those who have moved away from their soul alignment, that they can no longer hear the message, the whispering, the song of their soul? And what do we do for those who have found a love and a light of soul but have struggled in the system so that they are tired and thin and sore and poor financially? Show me how this is going to help. I. Thank you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See the rain. See that rain now. So instantly I saw the image of medieval painting. I might put it here. I've shown you before, which was showing weird things in the sky, spacecraft and battles going on in in Germany, near Heidelberg. Can't remember the city called, little medieval town. And anyway, so the image I saw reminded me of that, but instead, sorry, yawning, I saw bursts of shower from the Golden Dome. What is that, Elphie? Show me what that is, please. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switching paradigms, switching paradigms, switching paradigms. Many will crumble, heap on the floor, gone, literally out for the count. The frequency will, it's like a slug, I'm afraid, when you pour salt water on. They do disappear. There will be much of that. That's true, that is true, that is true, but it is time. They are not human, they are little partial soul crumbs, soul splinters is what has been put into those. Carefully bred, some of them bred in labs, some of them bred by so-called humans, cultivated. Some of that will just, yes, salt water and slug, think that way. Let's go to the next lot. You asked about connectivity, realigned spirit. Just imagine. You are cold, it is February, and then you go outside and suddenly it is June. That is the reality you may expect. Cold, freezing February, miserable, dark. You open the door, you go out, it is June, summer, sunlight. Which brings your heart online, huh? Please hold the image. See this. Look at the arcs once more with me. Specific, not many. Supported by Earth technology, her own and others. See this, see this, see this. There is much talk of the sun. The sun is great, indeed. And all those realms, the huge and great beings. The earth herself, sweet in herself. Earth, show me how you work with these arcs. Pushing the button, enabling a little amplification. I see that, thank you, Elphie. What is the power of this message, Elphie? Show me clearly now, thank you. There are so many passive actors, that is not a question. So many who cannot bear it, who turn a blind eye, who need to get on, who have no idea they are adhering to customs which are working actively against all of you. The amount of brainwash is phenomenal. And ordinarily you would have no power to work against or for, shall we say, these people, these beings who have been so hijacked and blinded, consumed by their fears, pushed into mainstream belief, herded into the sheep pens for slaughter, indeed. And you know there are tools. It is this love life gift of imagination. Magi, the magician, the creator within you. Hold the idea, hold the mind, see it. There are ancient places. There are phenomenal tools you are not aware of. Of course you are not. It has been hidden. Ancient days, think biblical, the nonsense and twaddle written into the Bible, and yet there are truths hidden in plain sight. See them. Recall. Always there are possibilities. Draw the dome. Draw the arcs. Draw it. Show people. Allow a flicker, a flimmer of memory to recongregate within the cells of the imagination, hiding in spaces in the mind. You pull pieces of informational field from soul into the mind and body, through into action, into thought, into speech. Be this little tool, like many of you are, bringing forth a vision beyond what is currently seen as possible. Remember the science you were adhering to, that they say is science. It is the one that still says, oh, we can legally kill you by injecting you. Except they don't admit it is killing you. That is the state of our science. They did that with the climate. They did it with the injectables. They did it with the so-called food. They did it with every single aspect of your life. How can you believe in the science? Believe for something for a moment greater, bigger, greater, more loving than ever. Believe in that. Perceive it. Perceive it. See. Find this vision within you. Pull it into being. Access it, that your parallel dimensionality touches. It becomes inevitable. It becomes not just an idea in the astral planes of imagination. It becomes a reality. Turn this on. Become the gift to turn this on for those and others. Without that, that is the acceptance, that is the decision, that is the permission, that is the awareness necessary for it to come online. Bring it forth, pull it through, insist, build it, and watch it blossom out. Ah, Elphie, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will get to drawing very quickly because I need to add the drawings in here. Thank you so much. I am Dr. Isabella May. This is activating our human potential. We must take charge of this in our own beloved little sweet ways. We must access, we must quieten, and then invite greater awareness so that we have more actionable power for a better world. Bye-bye. See you soon.